My name is Dan Stern Cardinal. I'm an evolutionary biologist and a biology professor. I'm actually teaching evolutionary biology right now, just like this over Zoom, like everybody else is doing. And I've been following the evolution and creationism debate since 2005, actually.
Since you can't even define the disheveled monkey fairy tale evolution, Dan, what you got?
There's a gene called syncytin that is required for placental development that mammals stole from a retrovirus. It's a case of horizontal gene transfer. It's basically a stealth mode gene for your immune system, and it facilitates embryo implantation. It prevents an inflammatory response in the uterus.
Wow, man. So, Dan, mammals stole a gene required for placental development from a retrovirus, eh? Kind of begs the question as to how the mammals survived before they could steal the gene required for their survival in the first place. You know who could use your help? The ball-tards. You need to jump on the ball-tard ball side and defend their disheveled monkey. A real roll-up-a-sleever you'll be. Ha! Perhaps you could stealthily infuse, via a horizontal bollocks transfer, a higher level of logically fallacious dumpster fires. They sure do need it. And you're perfect and highly qualified for the job. P.S. If you have any questions on ERVs, endogenous retroviruses, see my Fairy Tale Evolution playlist where I take the ERVs out back to the woodshed and batter them senseless. And lastly, Dan, creation versus evolution? That's a false dichotomy. Newsflash, you're also a creationist, Dan. You're just too stupid to realize it.
I'm back, bitches!
Welcome to the show! As usual, if you like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. How's it going out there? I'm back, baby. Right. Yeah, right on, man. New sheriff in town. And his name's Quantum Racer. Y'all be cool. Right on. All right, we can get past the abandonment. We don't need to go there. Shout out to Betty. We're going to roll into some Evo-tards today. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to go back to Mama. In other words, where I started. And like I told you, it's all connected. All of it. Heliocentric ball-tard spinning space monkeys. Evo-tards. They're all spinning and swapping spit in the shower. Can't have one without the other. Grrr. That's mine. We got a super chat. We got super salad, super computer, superstition, superconductor, superfluid. James Mays, QE, good. All right. Good day, all, Betty. Betty? Betty's not here. She's the one with the abandonment issues. She didn't. She didn't. I'm always on my own. I just got to razz her a little bit. All right, let me get my act together here, folks. I got a lot of logs on the fire. Super cheat. That's not a word. All right, people are starting to pile in. Cool, cool, cool. Figured we'd go off the beaten path a little bit today. This video came across my desk and it was just screaming for treatment, so I must abide. Not a word now, Betty. Stop heckling me from the chat. Get your butt on in here. All right, let me see what we got here, folks. All right, we got good connection. Let's check volume. Volume looks good. Keep it at 1.5. Let's get, where'd you go? I looked over and seen out of the corner of my eye, Super Betty. Yeah. Super Betty, you wish. Yeah, I do wish for a Super Betty, yes. High time, get that shit. Yeah, not my likey, it's me likey, Betty. Me likey, not my likey. You need to get up to date with the Chris Farley debates. Hold up, I got to sneeze. My word. I think I just lost my voice. I blew my voice box out. Hold on 1 second, guys. Radio check, radio check. Lost 1, this is lost 3. Are you lost 2, over? What's happening, Nathan? You see Nathan climbing in here, too. Better strap in. You got a yawn. I'll give you a yawn. Yawn on your own time, mister. Am I boring you? Are you not entertained? Super lost. We're not going over your autobiography, Betty. Well, maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, yeah, by the way, okay, we got a Tuesday show tomorrow. We'll just keep that an open panel. And we have BALLBUSTERS Saturday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. UK. And goodness gracious, I don't know what time that is in Sydney. So you guys got to look that one up yourselves. I don't have that memorized just yet. And I'm not looking it up right now. I got too many logs in the fire, man. Nathan, it's all good. You're here now, huh?
What?
Bruh.
All right, that was tested out good. If I do that, okay, I think I'm looking good here. I guess I should title this for you. I know you guys can read. You're probably too lazy to look down, but this is Alex O'Connor and Richard Dawkins. In other words, Asshat O'Clowner and Dick Rawkins. That's what we got here. These two numpty dipshits, right? These are the penultimate of the elite of secular society. They think they're friggin' some type of Rhodes Scholars, right? That's where they put themselves. Third grade, just your average third grader would hear this and swear he was listening to two retards. You're going to see here in a couple minutes. Let's get my act together. I mean, this is a joke. You don't believe me, huh? Just wait. Wait till I get my act together here.
Perfect.
All right. It will be perfect. Don't be talking about, the audio stream's current bit rate. Don't even start with that shit. It looks green here, guys, so I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to see if I can't work that little problem out. I halfway did, but we're not going to get into the back office stuff. I'm going to see if I can't do something about that. Bit rate should be okay. Don't be punking my bit rate out, man. 'Cause I'll tell you what.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
That's right. That's what's going to happen to you, damn ass bit rate. Shit. Let's start the roll here, guys. I think that now that's right. Hey, no! No. What the son of a... All right, we're good now. All right, you guys got to police yourselves out there. You know I can't look at chat. I can't do that. It's not happening. So there's enough people out there that could police the chat for me. Y'all be good. No backhanded slights while I'm off here. I'm going to check back on you. I'll tell you that. See if there's any Weisenheimers doing any funny business. Because if you're up to some funny business, I'm going to have to slap you around a bit. All right? I should have waited for like another minute or so. All right, we're good. I'm not gonna go back. As far as you know, I'm not gonna check back on you. All right, let's get you over there. Let's get you up there. Let me present to you the Evotards. 1A and 1B. You ain't going to believe it. Here we go.
I'm really interested in your characterization of the existence of God and the beginning of the universe as a scientific question.
Scientific questions. Now, at first blush, they may not sound like it, but if you lift up the hood, there's some scientific evidence you could peel out here by proxy, right? For the creator of the creator period, there's scientific evidence. You guys already know that. It's on my website. It's listed 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, right down the list. In fact, we're going to probably jump on there at some point during the debate. I don't know when. But again, it's by proxy, and the proxy is information. So I can scientifically validate the creator via information. Now, again, we can prove the existence or the beginning of the universe not scientifically, but by proxy of the first scientific proof, if you're following me. See, one follows the other. So just be careful. If you heard that and said, that sounds a little crazy. Now, he is a doofus. Make no doubt about that. But he's asking Dick Rawkins over here his thoughts about it. So try to keep track of where this is going. Follow? Good.
And I wanted to probe this a little bit.
Yes, please.
He wants to probe you, Dick. How you like that?
Oh my.
I had a thought that was inspired by something that C.S. Lewis had said on the relationship between science and...
C.S. Lewis? That doesn't sound like... Let's pull a fiver on him. I'm pulling a fiver there. 1 second, guys. Get on this thing.
I had a thought that was inspired by this question.
Shut up.
And I wanted to probe this a little bit.
He's going to probe it again?
Yes, please.
I had a thought that was inspired by something that C.S. Lewis had said on...
What does that have to do with what you just said about science and the beginning of the universe and the creator? What C.S. Lewis doesn't sound like science to me. Why are we headed down this road?
The relationship between science and religion.
There is no relationship between natural science and religion, you clueless clown. They're antithetical to each other. You see, natural science is governed by the scientific method, which only validates natural phenomena. That is, proof, evidence. Get it? Whereas religion is based on faith, and the secular definition for faith is much like belief. That's acceptance without evidence. So as we can see, they're two different things. That you'd figured you'd know that, being such a Rhodes Scholar like you, Mr. Intellectual. But nah, you're lost. Shocking surprise. So is that crickety, crackety, crayon, crunching clown across the desk from you.
And I have this image in my head of
What? Like a small caper-sized piece of horse shit surrounded by mirrors? Yeah? Friggin' bozo.
people who are really optimistic.
Where'd C.S. Lewis go? Now we got people that are really optimistic. He's just bouncing off the walls of the funhouse mirrors. What the hell are you talking about? We're all over the place. We had science, and then we had the creator, and then creation, and then C.S. Lewis, and now we're off on another, and we got images in your head. What the hell? Get the Adderall. Somebody get the Adderall drip out, dudes. I mean, what?
Bruh.
About the progress of science and the scientific method. And they say something like, look, you know,
Now we're back to the science and the scientific method. He doesn't know what natural science is, nor the scientific method. He doesn't know what they are. So the progress of inanimate concepts, do they make progress? Is that what we're getting from you?
You're not gonna fall for that shit.
you know, years ago we
No, we don't know.
used to say so much was down to God. We used to not know why the planets orbited the sun, and we said it was
Planets
because
don't
angels.
exist, and they don't orbit anything. They definitely don't orbit the sun. They could be going around us, that's for sure, but there are no planets. Now we're on planets. Like I said, it's hard for him to focus. I think he might be nervous because Dick's sitting across from him, his idol. I think that's what might be going down. You better start to calm down and get coherent. Quick!
was pushing them. We used to not know why.
Hold on. I didn't hear that last one. Let's get a fiver. Let's go tenor. Let's get the full incoherent thought.
And they say something like, look, you know, years ago we used to say so much was down.
Who are these people saying this? Anyone? Did anyone catch? Did he say who was saying what?
What kind of shit is that?
To God. We used to not know why the planets orbited the sun, and we said it was because angels was pushing them.
We said it was because the angels were pushing something that doesn't exist? Who was saying that?
Bruh.
What?
We used to not know why there was so much complexity in biological life, and
No, sunshine. Not complexity in biological life. That's functional sequence specified complexity. You are guilty of an equivocation fallacy with your 1970s appeal, your 1970s wiki appeal to complexity alone. Did you know that there were 3 types of complexity? You glue sniffing fungus muncher. Huh? It looks like we're going to jump into it right now. So yeah, that was quick. Let's go ahead and do it right now. You heard him. Complexity, right? You might want to go here at some point, asshat, clowner, because this is your ass. I've had this completed since about 2011. Now, the website hasn't been up, but everything that I'm going to show you here has been from 2011. Now, I even told you personally in your comments back in the day, you know, when you were that glue-sniffing fungus muncher back when you were 16 and 17, I remember your dumbass. Yeah, I used to fillet and fricassee you in your comments. And all the idiots that were in there that defended you. You would never comment, though. You're not as dumb as you look. So, but I digress. You might want to go here. See, I'm going to take you to the woodshed. Okay? If you don't mind. So remember what his claim. Hey, don't you even try to go all the way back up there again. That shit did it again. All right. Not quantum mechanics, not the laws of thermodynamics. Here we go. That's what I thought. So he thinks that they understand and they can overcome the complexity of biological life. And like I said, that's an equivocation fallacy. He's equivocating the word complexity with ordered sequence complexity and random sequence complexity. See, in biological life, there's only functional sequence specified complexity. I mean, we knew this at the end of the 70s. Were you just catching up? I don't think you're keeping up on your continuing education credits. Let's go through this, folks. Functional sequence, specified complexity. Hallmarks reveal intent, purpose, planning, choice, interlinked systems, often with contingency, contrived, without deterministic law-like necessity. This is your huckleberry. There are 3 types of complexity. I could just stop right here and you're exposed. You're guilty of an equivocation fallacy, but I won't. Where's the fun in that? So we got random sequence complexity, ordered sequence complexity, and functional sequence specified complexity. Random is just like how it sounds, like an aftermath of a tornado. Ordered sequence complexity is just like how it sounds. Everything in some type of semblance of order, like these letters: crystals, snowflakes, sand dunes, and fractals. And then we have functional sequence specified complexity. You crayon muncher? That means it puts the lotion in the basket. Sandcastles, the genetic code, barbecue grills, Indy cars, hyper nanotech machines and robots, kinesin, ATP synthase, flagellum, cilia, ad nauseum. See the difference here? I'm going to show you up close and personal. So random sequence complexity and ordered sequence complexity is a nature construct, whereas functional sequence specified complexity is an intelligent design construct. The difference between this asshat, you see this? This has bits of random sequence complexity and ordered sequence complexity. Yeah. As opposed to functional sequence specified complexity. This right here, oh clowner. You get the picture? The functional sequence specified complexity of a single alleged primitive cell dwarfs by exponential magnitudes this sandcastle. And they do this in the 70s, like I was talking about. You see this date over here? 1973. By the King Cuba, the Chuba, Leslie Orgel. Origins of Life, Molecules and Natural Selection. Oh, we're going to get into that. Oh, yeah, baby. Listen up, oh clowner. In brief, living organisms are distinguished by their specified complexity. See that? Crystals are usually taken as prototypes of simple, well-specified structures because they consist of a large number of identical molecules packed together in a uniform way. Lumps of granite or random mixtures of polymers are examples of structures that are complex. But not specified. Very important. The crystals fail to qualify as living because they lack complexity. The mixtures of polymers fail to qualify because they lack specificity, baby. That's your huckleberry right there. You're finished. Like I said, in 1973. Now we're back to the 70s again with the king, grand poobah of information theory. See this date over here, folks? 1977. The attempts to relate the idea of order, yeah, that random sequence and ordered sequence, yeah, with biological organization or specificity must be regarded as play on words that cannot stand careful scrutiny. He's talking to you right now. Asshat O'Clowner. Informational macromolecules can code genetic messages and therefore can carry information because the sequence of the bases or residues is affected very little, if at all, it's not at all, by self-organizing physicochemical factors. I'm loving this. Are you feeling this yet? Try to pull one of your slobber nurses over to try to explain how I'm issuing ass whooping.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
From the king cheese of the second law of thermodynamics back in his days, we're still back in the 70s, folks. 1972 on this one. From Physics Today, the point is that in a non-isolated open system, there exists a possibility of the formation of ordered sequence complexity, folks, low entropy structures at sufficiently low temperatures. This ordering principle is responsible for the appearance of ordered structures such as crystals, as well as for the phenomena of phase transitions, snowflakes and ice crystals that we went above. So there's a bit of random and ordered sequence complexity in here. This is very important, this next statement. Get ready. Unfortunately for you, asshat, this principle cannot explain the formation of biological structures. No amount of random sequence complexity or ordered sequence complexity or any combination thereof, crayon muncher, will ever lead to functional sequence specified complexity. Some more examples of functional sequence specified complexity. Cholecystokinin is a peptide hormone that's functional protein. This is going to become very important later on. Produced in the mucosal epithelium of the small intestine and stimulates release of digestive enzymes from the pancreas, vital to digestion and absorption. Without it, you die. Albumin, a functional protein. You see what they have in common? They're functional proteins, both. A functional protein is only produced by the liver. It consists of a single polypeptide chain of 580 amino acids. Of its many functions, its main function is to maintain intravascular, oncotic, colloidal osmotic pressure. It's vital to homeostasis. Without it, you die. They are functionally specific, sequentially complex. You cannot interchange them. They will not do each other's jobs. They are specifically designed for their specific roles and specific functions. If you're still having a case of the willful stupids with your equivocation fallacy of complexity or mindlessly parroting pseudoscience priest, call or email the SETI Institute, that's the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and ask them how they tell the difference between random sequence complexity / ordered sequence complexity and functional sequence specified complexity. They'll tighten your shut group right quick. Information. This is very important for today, folks. This is going to be a major player today. Information, that's all of biology, life, the genetic code, replication, transcription, translation, all metabolic pathways, all of physics, that's quantum mechanics. Basically, all of reality are the quintessential examples of functional sequence specified complexity. Therefore, a creator. Try to overcome that with your bullshit equivocation, fallacy, with complexity. Like I said, your arguments were busted in 1970s. For God's sake. The largest escrow and closing in the history of the universe is at the door. What's your choice? Choose wisely. You already made your choice, didn't you, Mr. Complexity? Yeah? You guess you know what you got?
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
We said that God did it. But look how we're discovering these laws. We're discovering
Look how we're discovering these laws. What?
the law of natural selection. We're discovering the laws of
Law of natural selection? What the hell? They graduated natural selection to a law already? Really? It's a damn fallacy. Let's check this out. Natural selection. This is a belly laugher, folks. So he just invoked an actual logical fallacy. That's a big part of its problem. Let's go through this. Natural selection is conjured fallacious concept. It's non-physical, immaterial. It has no matter, that's chemical formula or structure, charge, momentum, spin, or location. It has no energy, that's millielectron volts, kcals, or kilojoules. Non-physical concepts can't manipulate the physical. So, oh, you know what? How in the hell? This is I like when this happens. I just thought of this. How in the hell? How in the flying Fukuyama, as an atheist, can you appeal to something without matter or energy? You must deny the very existence of natural selection, you glue-sniffing fungus muncher. Natural selection has neither matter nor energy. You're an atheist, right? Whatever the hell that is. We know at a minimum they can't allow anything with matter energy without matter energy to exist. We're going to get to that here. You know what? We might get into that right after this. So let's keep focused here. Natural selection. I just taught you about this. So next block of instruction, asshat o'clowner. How to sit down, then point at a friggin' horse. It's tantamount to claiming that the transition between classical and romantic eras, that's a concept also, wrote Beethoven's Ninth, or freedom, a concept, developed the battle plans for the Revolutionary War. Can you show us a picture of natural selection, o'clowner? How about its location? We'd like to see that. This is the death knell. They're all death knells, but this is going to really wring his neck. It's a textbook. Natural selection is a textbook reification fallacy. It's hypostatization. Shout out to Nathan. This is by I think it's the Encyclopedia of Philosophy. This is a peer-reviewed site. Got me? You tracking, sunshine? Listen closely. The error of inappropriately treating an abstract term as if it were a concrete one, also known as the fallacy of misplaced concreteness and the fallacy of reification. Example. Here's their shining poster child example of reification, folks. Nature decides which organisms live and which die. Hey, baby, that's right, man. Yeah, guess what?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Nature is incapable of making decisions. Why? Because selection denotes choice constraints, which equal decisions. So nature chooses and selects inanimate concepts such as nature is sentient and intelligent and can decide shit. Who is it? Mother Nature? What in the world have we got going on here? You're a clown, dude, and you've just been exposed. How you like me now? It's going to get worse.
How we're discovering these laws. We're discovering the law of natural selection. We're discovering the laws of gravity, you know.
You're discovering the laws of gravity.
Bruh.
What the hell? What? Laws of gravity. There's only the universal law of gravitation. There, asshat. You see, and what happened was that thing got debunked 109 years ago. See, what's happening, he's not keeping up on his continuing education credits. It not only goes back to the 1970s, but now we're way the hell back there 109 years ago. You know, CV Boys, Cavendish, and Reverend John Michel gravity. Because Newton said, you know, not to apply that shit to him. So they falsely did it about 150 years after he died. But that's what they're talking about. But listen, that was debunked 109 years ago by the general unscientific theory of relativity. And then it got debunked by quantum mechanics. So what the hell are you talking about, these laws of gravity? Not getting it.
There seems to be this trajectory such that when we say, well, where did it all come from in the first place?
Trajectory, where did what come from? He's bouncing off the walls, folks. He hasn't brought anything. I think he's nervous, right? Because of Dick across the street. But it's all convoluted gibberish. He's not settled down. He's not thinking about the words that are coming out of his mouth. So can you get to some type of point here? Please.
One day we'll get there. I don't know if you agree.
One day we'll get where? Where are we going?
With that as an optimistic trajectory for the scientific method.
He thinks the scientific method has a trajectory. He thinks an inanimate concept has like ballistics or something. He's off the he should be institutionalized. Yeah. Speaking of institutionalization.
Clearly there's a trajectory, and
Well, he agrees there must be a trajectory of the scientific. These idiots don't know what the scientific method is. They're clueless. They don't know what natural science is. They have absolutely no idea just what simple, basic reasoning is. That's going to become readily, if it's not readily apparent with Asshat O'Clowner, then just wait. It's not going to take long with Dick over here.
I would put it that
oh boy,
What kind of name is that?
the big problem of design, as William Paley put it, was
William Haley. William Haley didn't put it anywhere. William Haley, he doesn't exist. There might be some people called William Haley, but none that spoke about design. What the hell? What?
Hell no.
You old crickety crackety crayon crunching clown. This guy's senile. Go ahead and look up William Haley. I triple dog dare you. There's no William Haley talking about design anywhere.
You what?
My God, sir.
life. He said,
Let's go back and get his whole incoherent thought.
the big problem of design, as William Paley put it, was...
Notice he said William Haley. I went through it like 8 times. I'm trying to find this William Haley. I can't find him. Why? Because he's a senile dumbass. He's been, like I said, he's been senile his entire life. Even more so now.
Life. He said something like the physical world is not the best place in which to demonstrate the existence of the creator because it's too simple.
What the hell was that? So let me get this straight. The creation is not the best way to demonstrate a creator? What kind
of shit is that?
Dude, you need some serious counseling. You know what? I don't think counseling is going to work. How in the world can you state that? It makes no... That's what I said, people. Just your regular third graders that are not paying attention would be listening to this in the background in between iterations of Candy Crush and laughing their full heads off because these guys are retards. Unbelievable.
Simple. And I think he was right. And he was
And he agrees with him. He was right.
also right when he said that the really big problem for religion is life.
The really big problem for religion's not life. The really big problem, the elephant in the room, is its definition. Acceptance without evidence. That's what its big problem is. And you're one of the poster children involved in one of the biggest secular religions in the entire world, by the way. Let's roll on back here. Roll up on 2. Go over this. Evolution is a friggin' religion. This is brought to you by the Professor Michael Ruse. Now, when I post stuff in here, when I'm citing stuff in here today, it's going to be the heavyweights, the heavy pipe hitters, pseudoscientists. So this guy, Professor Michael Ruse, he's a philosopher of biology, whatever that is. This guy has debated creationists, ID proponents, Stephen Meyer, William Dembski, and Professor Gish on the national circuit for 40 years. Ruse was a key witness for the plaintiff for the landmark and nationally followed case, McLean versus Arkansas in 1981, where creation science in the classroom was being argued. So, like I said, he's not your average Joe Schmuck Evotard. He's one of your pseudoscience priests. Let's hear what he has to say about fairy tale idiot religion. Professor Michael Ruse, how evolution became a religion. Are creationists correct? From the National Post, May 2000. Listen up. Evolution is promoted by its practitioners as more than mere science, like it's science anyway. He doesn't know what science is. Evolution is promulgated as an ideology, a secular religion, a full-fledged alternative to Christianity with meaning and morality. I am an ardent evolutionist, whatever the hell that is, and an ex-Christian. That can't exist, by the way. But I must admit that in this one complaint, Mr. Gish is but one of many to make it. The literalists are absolutely right. Evolution is a religion. That was true of evolution in the beginning, and it is true of evolution still today. Now, now, he's saying this isn't true. You know why? Because no one's defined this monkey. They don't do it here in this video. You'll find nobody. Listen to evolution debates. They'll wholesale whistle right past the graveyard and get right to the evidence for something they haven't defined. Every single friggin' time. You know why? Because they Jedi mind trick you. Because they can pull up anything out of their ass and be evidence because, well, they haven't defined it. So everything is evidence for something you haven't defined. See the game? Because that's the game, folks. This is a carnival tent. You should see what happened when evolutionist retards come against me back in the day. It was medieval.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
That's what happened. I wanted to share this with you by ruse. Friggin' moron of an idiot. And like he was talking about religion, this cuck. You're finished. Like I said, he didn't even know the guy's book. William Haley, did any of you guys look it up? He doesn't exist. Look up William Haley and design. You'll never find it.
And
Yes.
his whole book is based upon looking at design in the living world. Darwin
Design in the living world, really. What did Sorry Charlie do?
solved that.
Sorry, he thinks Darwin solved the design problem in life. Can you believe it? Charlie couldn't get a friggin' Cracker Jack box open. That's how stupid he was. Uh-oh. I do something wrong. Yeah. Adam, I'll tell you what. It better be something serious or I'm going to stomp a mud hole in your ass. All right, let's take a break for a second, folks. I'm serious, man. Yeah, I know who it is. Don't you worry about it. I already know that. I know that. I'm letting him hang himself. Okay, I'll let you go for that one. Now don't bother me again. I was on a roll. All right, let's take a damn break anyway since you could just blame Adam for it. How long have you been going? 44 minutes. And that's a healthy little time to go. So let's take a break. Let me get my act together here. Thanks, Adam. I know who it was. All right, we're back out here, folks. Oh, we got super chats. I'll tell you what, man. Superfly, supercharged, supermarket, Super Bowl, supersonic, supernatural. Retro Bill, thanks a lot, man. Huey, you a magnificent son of a bitch. I've been hoping for a show on this subject, and you delivered in spades. Show no mercy on these Evotards. You got that shit right. There is going to be no friggin' mercy, no friggin' way. I'm going to tear them to shreds and feed them to my wolf pups. I'm going to slap them around a bit, okay? Friggin' Adam. Hey, thanks, Retro Bill. And James out there, appreciate it. All right, let me get my act. This is going to be a short break, folks. Yeah, can you believe all this? It's good. Wait till you hear the rest of this shit, guys. All right, give me 90 seconds. That's right, Brian. That's what you get for trying to do the right thing. I forgot because I told these guys earlier after Nathan's show. I said, I just asked them, do you guys know who William Haley is? And no one could find him. So, but 20 minutes later, I said, oh, I know who he's talking about. He's talking about Paley, the watchmaker. And then he wrote a book on, the blind watchmaker. Yeah, but you know what I didn't do? I didn't contact these guys and tell them that I know who he's trying to talk about. But let Dick hang himself with Haley. All right? But thanks, Adam. Okay, you're forgiven. Everything's cool. You're okay, as far as you know. Give me 90 seconds, man. And none of you wise asses timing it either. All right, I'm back. You're ticking the other one. You're ticking. Yeah, good job. I'll bet you I was quicker than 90. Under promise and over delivery. Yeah, it's 90 arc seconds. Yeah, good one, Raleigh. All right, let me try to get my act back together again. Shout out to Adam. Evening. I did give you some gratitude. Adam, you're okay. Thanks. I appreciate you trying to cover me. Like I said, I kind of figured it out. It wasn't too long after I left you. But I appreciate it. Yes. But he screwed, like I said, he's still senile. He didn't even know the guy's name. And he did a book on him. Like the blind watchmaker. The watchmaker argument was William Paley's argument, for goodness sakes. I told you he's senile. He's fucking off in dreamland. Oh, crickety, crackety, crayon crunching, clueless clown. Dickless Dick Dawkins. All right, let's get set up again. There we go. Got that part right. Let's get that part right. Now you guys, you can talk, you can do whatever you want out there. I'm not looking at chat. I should have never told you guys that. Are we going to need to go back here? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see how the bit rate is. Pop this up real quick. Okay, excellent connection. I'll leave it. You know what? Just in case. If we have to go back, I'll just pull it back up again. How about that? Let's try it that way. All right. 5x5. We got bananas looking good. So we're going to start. Here we go.
So Darwin solved the big one. And we
Darwin solved the big one. Dick. Oh, sorry about that. That didn't come off right. How did he solve what big one? What the hell are you talking about? Like I said, Darwin couldn't solve a damn Cracker Jack box.
We have some...
But he solved a big one. I'd like to know what this big one was. I really do.
remaining problems. The arc is still hasn't really reached its end.
The arc hasn't reached its end. What the hell did what does that mean? What's this big? What did Darwin solve?
We still have some problems with the origin of the laws of physics, the origin.
We're still having problems with the origin of the laws of physics. There are no laws of physics. You talking about natural laws? Are you thinking there's problems with the discovering natural laws, discovering or the origin of natural laws? Huh? If they're natural laws, who issues out laws? I'm just spitballing. Maybe a lawgiver? You think?
Stupid. Of the universe, but I think that
let's get the full thought. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go. I'll pull a tenor so we get the whole incoherent thought.
Some remaining problems. The arc is still hasn't really reached its end. We still have some problems with the origin of the laws of physics, the origin of the universe.
The origin of the universe? I thought you guys solved that with the Big Bang fiasco. Like I said, have you been freeze-dried or doing hard times, Sunshine? Didn't they solve that problem? I was under the impression that the Big Bang fiasco fairy tale, whether he solved it. Shit.
But I think that the fact that Darwin solved the big one should...
What the hell is he talking about, man?
give us confidence.
Because Darwin solved the big one, it gives them confidence. Confidence for what? What are you going to solve now, Dick?
Was the really difficult one, the amazing apparent design in the...
Amazing apparent design?
What? Bruh.
What
kind of shit is that?
What is that? Apparent design. Who the hell knows, man? He's delusional.
In the living world. I mean, that is such an...
The design in the living world, that's such what?
Such a staggeringly overwhelming impression of design. There's no question.
I think you were looking for unfathomable. Unfathomable design. That's the word. Right? But you said apparent design. You mean not actual design? But the design is unfathomable? We got some serious problems with your logic here.
Hell no!
You must be some kind of moron because...
Damn!
That's completely retarded. Let's see what he says.
About that, and that was the one that Darwin solved.
Darwin solved
the design problems in living organisms? What? Can you show that? Can we see that? Yeah, I need some. Can you if somebody know if there's an Evo tart out there, can you please do some PM me? I've been looking at this for well over a decade. He didn't do shit except provide a fairy tale that no one can define. Where's he? Where's Dick? Is he delusional? I don't know. It sounds like it. Let's pull it, Jay.
That is such a staggeringly overwhelming impression of design. There's no question about that. And that was the one that Darwin solved.
Darwin solves the problem of complexity.
No. Oh, Dick just Jedi mind tricked asshat O'Clowner. No, he doesn't. He's back to solving the equivocation fallacy of complexity. I already dealt you a death blow with that, cram muncher.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Within living organisms, but...
No, he didn't. So that's just moronic.
Shut up!
bitch!
I think it might be a step too far to say he solved the problem of life, because
Solve the problem of life? What on earth is he talking about now? You're on page 5,675. Solve the problem of life. I'm backing forward. Where'd you get carbon from, Crayon Muncher? Shit, we're not even into nucleosides and nucleotides. These idiots just jumped to life. Oh, no, you're not. Yeah.
I'm not gonna fall for that shit.
of course, one of the questions that we have to throw into that bundle of things yet to explain, the origin of
Things you have to explain. No, we don't need explanations. I can get a metric ton of explanations right down the street with the village idiot. He can give me explanations on just about anything. We ain't interested in that. This just so story time. No. You see, we're interested in the validation by demonstration there, Stitches. And without that, that dog ain't friggin' hunting. Is he retarded? I mean, literally, is he retarded?
What kind of shit is that?
The origin,
physics,
yes.
the origin of life. And
Don't overtalk him, dick. We can't hear the dumb shit coming out of his blowhole. Now I got to go back. Pull it, Jay.
it'd be a step too far to say he solved the problem of
Watch, he's going to do it again.
life, because of course one of the questions that we have to throw into that bundle of things yet to explain, the origin of physics,
yes.
the origin of life.
The origin of life. He finally got it out. So thanks, Dick. Appreciate that.
Well, that's not part of Darwinism, of course.
Right.
Well, what? How do you know? What's Darwinism? So go ahead and tell everyone what Darwinism is, and then we'll see if the origin of life has nothing to do with it. That's fair, right? Prove it. Prove it. You idiot crayon muncher. Let me show you a little trick that these idiots do. Ah, not that one. Where'd you go? All right. So he said that Darwinism, whatever the hell that is, yes, I'm still laughing, has nothing to do with the origin of life. Now, we're going back to dates, folks. The dates become very important again. So this is from, like I said, these are some hard pipe-hitting pseudoscientists right here. Yeah, this is not Joe Evotard. This is from Theodosius Dobzhansky, the geneticist and evolutionary biologist. These guys are the fathers of 20th century evolution theory. So we got Theodosius Dobzhansky and Gerald Kukut. Kukut, attention! Huh. All right, and let's see what they had to say back in the day. So January 1967 for Theodosius Dobzhansky and 1960. I'm going to show you a little trick. I'm going to show you why fairy tale evolution, whatever the hell that is a shapeshifter. It shapeshifts. It, like you try to stab it with your sword, nope, you're going to miss because it's going to shapeshift on you in the room of the funhouse mirrors. Yep, and let me show you a prime example. You heard Dickless Dick tell you that, well, Darwinism has nothing to do with the origin of life. Oh, really, Dick? Theodosius Dobzhansky in Science, 1967. Listen closely. Evolution comprises all the stages of the development of the universe. The cosmic, biological, human, or cultural developments. Attempts to restrict the concept of evolution to biology are gratuitous. This is the really important part. Life is a product of the evolution of or inorganic nature. That's the origin of life, folks. And man is a product of evolution of life. Number one. Number two, Kirkut. Come on down. You're the next contestant, baby. Because you're gonna drive it on home for us, aren't you? You are. The general theory of evolution, as they call it. I find that hilarious. Whatever the fuck that is. This is from 1960, folks. General theory of evolution, defined by Kirkut. The theory that all living forms in the world have arisen from a single source, which itself came from an inorganic form. Game, set, match. You see what they do? See, back in the day, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, these idiots were so confident they were going to be able to show life from non-life that they come out strutting. Because they knew that this was bygone. After this was a slam dunk. But guess what happened? They got slam dunk in the 70s, in the early 70s, by their own people, saying you got to be a bunch of clueless clowns. Now they forgot about it, right? Darwin, well, we never said that. Oh yeah, yes they did, right here. By the heavyweights, like I said, the hard pipe-hitting pseudoscientists. Yeah. You see the game? You see, whenever they get train wrecked from their fairy tale evolution, whatever the fuck that is, yes, and I'm still laughing, whatever definition they dream up, whatever claims they make that got fricasseed or get fricasseed, they just dodge them. I never said that. Where did you hear that at? There you go. Game, set, match.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
That's a separate question, and Darwin acknowledged that. And that is an unsolved problem. It may never...
An unsolved problem? No, it's solved. It's no more problem. Yeah, they solved that back in the 70s. They knew it well before that. About the origin of life. He's talking about life. They can't even get nucleosides. I want to see one. I bet you they don't even know what nucleosides are. How much you want to bet? Don't take that bet, by the way. You can't even get one nucleoside. One. That's the precursor to one nucleotide. You can't even get one nucleoside naturally. Not going to fucking happen. Not going to happen. Nope. It's chemistry impossible. You can't do it. Got two huge problems. We want to get there now? Nah, let's hold off on that. Yeah, so they're talking about life, just vague horseshit from the 70s. They can't even get a nucleoside, let alone a nucleotide, let alone DNA or RNA, let alone a functional protein. They can't get that. So they just bypass it. They whistle past the graveyard and start to make shit up. That's what he's doing now. Fucking moron.
Never be solved in the sense that we may never actually know.
We already solved it, dumb fuck.
What the answer.
A freshman in chemistry already knows what I just told you. But he doesn't. Why doesn't he know it? Well, because he's stuck in Wiki back in the 1970s. And he's senile. William Haley, idiot.
I think the best we can probably hope for is a model which is...
The best that they can hope for is a model. OMG, man. Uh-oh, where'd my stuff go? You can't be doing that. Hold on, guys. Give me a brief second. That was some shit. We got to fix that shit. I just lost some of my stuff. All right, talk amongst yourselves. Give me about 2 minutes. I'm still here. I'm still with you. Don't go anywhere. That's some bullshit, man. Let me pull Jay. See, I'm back. It's not even 2 minutes, guys. You can't even get up and go to the bathroom. We're ready to start rolling right now.
So
let me go back. I got my shit together. Here we go. Let's pull a Jay. Let's listen to this stupid shit.
That's an unsolved problem.
What the hell?
It may never be solved.
Let me pull another Jay. Now, don't go 2 times speed. I didn't tell you to do that, did I? Shit.
Yes.
The origin of life.
The origin
and
of life. Well, that's not part of Darwinism, of course. That's,
Yes, it is.
that's a separate question, and Darwin acknowledged that.
He didn't
And
acknowledge
that is
he's
an
full of shit.
unsolved problem. It may never be solved in the sense that we
already
may
went
never
over this.
actually know what the answer is. I think the best we can probably hope for is a model which is
Ah, no, that's right, a model. The best he can hope for is a model, folks, to describe the already debunked.
so elegant that we may say, well, that's so elegant, it's got to be true. I mean,
He needs an elegant model. Oh, my God.
Bruh.
So an elegant model is going to show how life arose from non-living matter. Dick, you got to be some type of glue sniffer, man. I'm telling you, that's off the reservation.
What?
but that's a bit different from having direct evidence.
Oh, is it? Now that was an interesting statement. He said that if you have an elegant model, that's quite a bit different than having direct evidence. Meanwhile, he doesn't know what a model is. I'm just pointing that out. Baltards, did you hear that? You want me to play that back again? I'm gonna pull a J on your dumbasses. Listen to this shit.
Which is so elegant that we may say,
We gotta go Fiverr. We need that elegant model, Dick.
it's a model which is so elegant that we may say, well, that's so elegant, it's got to be true. I mean,
It's so elegant, it's got to be true. That's non sequitur from the fucking Black Lagoon. What?
What?
What a clown.
but that's a bit different from having direct evidence. At present,
Oh, did you hear? So that's what I wanted you to hear. An elegant model is a bit different than having direct evidence. That's classic. I'm going to remember that one, Dick.
but that's a bit different from having direct evidence. At present, we don't really have that.
But he doesn't. He went all into that, but then he doesn't have it. What the fuck? Look at him. What a clown, man.
What kind of shit is that?
We have various possible ideas, with some of them
We have various possible ideas for something that's impossible, that's been demonstrated to be impossible. But we have some various ideas.
more plausible than others.
What's more plausible than others? Can you give an example?
And I think we know the kind of question we're trying to answer.
They know the kind of question. That's astonishing that he knows the kind of question that they're trying to answer.
What?
My word, this is so stupid.
Trying to answer, how did the first self-replicating entity come into existence?
How did the first self-replicating entity what defines self? That is so stupid. That's not the question. The question is, how did you get nucleosides? Now, we're going to stick with chemistry for right now. I could go back and just say, my question is, where'd you get carbon from nothing? Right? That's where I just push all my chips right in right there. He's finished. But to get really funny, to stay within his paradigm, I want to see one nucleoside, he doesn't know what they are, one nucleoside arise naturally. Just one. Or one amino, I'll even give you a 30 mark. You know what? I just want one alpha amino acid arise naturally. I want to see it. That's where I'm at. See, he's on page 675. I'm back into forward. He's talking about self. He thinks chemicals are selves. But he's like I said, he's on page 675. No, you got to answer the first question. You clueless clown.
And that's a big question. It only had to happen once.
What only had to happen once? Life. Dude, do you know the law of biogenesis? I don't think he knows what that is, does he? You know, the one that Louis Pasteur demonstrated, ironically, in 1859. Did you guys know that? In 1859, Louis Pasteur proved the law of biogenesis, where life comes from life only, not from non-life. Guess what else happened that same year? You guessed it. Sorry, Charles Darwin come out with his shithouse book. Yep, same year. Just wanted you to know that. I digress.
Unlike the rest of evolution, where it happened.
Evolution? What the hell is that? What the hell are you talking about? We're going to need a definition for that. We're going to need the definition of evolution and the scientific theory. You know what's going to happen?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
That's what's going to happen. I triple dog dare you. You go ahead and skin that smoke wagon and see what happens to you.
And over and over and over again, the same thing.
So evolution that he hasn't defined, it happens over and over and over and over and over. Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. And mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence. Same old shit.
Happened over and over again, all over the world, different continents, different species, different kinds of animals.
Species, different species. That's horseshit. Species is a man-made convention. That's all it is. And which one are you talking about? Since Aristotle coined the term somewhere in 250, 300 BC, there's been over 150 different definitions of species. Which one you speaking to? You'll equivocate the shit out of that, won't you? You crickety, crackety, crayon crunching clown. He's just spewing, just pulling stuff out of his ass now.
Animal and plant and so on.
What you say? Let's go back. What?
Over and over again, all over the world, different continents, different species, different kinds of animal and plant and so on.
Different kind of animal plant that's on. Is that what he said?
What the hell did you just say?
Let's go back.
Different continents, different species, different kinds of animal and plant and so on.
Different kind of animal plant that's on.
Do you speak any English?
The origin of life could have been a very, very improbable event because it...
He thinks it's an improbable event. The origin of life. He's, like I said, he's on, now with life, he's on page 5,782. I'm back in the forward. Where'd you get carbon from naturally? And then I'm going to rub your face in it with nucleosides. I don't even have to go to nucleotides. He doesn't know what either of those are anyway. Or functional proteins. It's over. What a clown.
Hell no.
It only had to happen once.
So his argument is that something impossible, proven by the law of biogenesis, only had to happen once. Since he's come to the conclusion that it's only had to happen once, that it's possible. I'm telling you, I shit you not, man. He's retarded. And so is Asshat across the street from him.
And therefore we are potentially allowed to postulate something.
See, he's potentially, because something's impossible, but only if it can only happen once, that makes it somewhat possible. Are you saying there's a chance?
Bruh.
Very unlikely, something very implausible.
So implausible and unlikely, he's invoking right now induction. Didn't they first start out with science, the ballistic trajectories of inanimate concepts, science and the scientific method? And now he's all into this induction, which is the antithesis of science and the scientific method. Just go read Karl Popper. He tells you science never, ever uses induction, and induction is in fact a myth. What the hell is going on here? What are you doing?
What kind of shit is that?
I don't know. It's convoluted, disconnected, contradicting drivel. That's all they got. That's it, folks.
I find that quite an interesting point, actually.
He finds it that the impossibility of something and stating that if it only happens once, then it's possible, he finds that interesting.
Bruh.
Yes.
Yes. So apparently, so does Asshat. Oh, Clowner. He finds that interesting also. I mean, what in the world is going on here with these people?
Bruh.
They're retards.
I mean, if you take it to an extreme, so suppose we are the only planet in the universe.
That only planet, there is no planets. How do you know that this is look at this. This creepy shit. That's some scary stuff right there, dickless. If we're the only planet in the universe, we're not on a planet. Can you demonstrate that? Or can this asshat demonstrate it? You might vapor lock by the time this gets to you. Idiot.
Which has life, which is, we can't rule that out. I think it's highly unlikely, but we can't rule it out.
Can't rule what out? We're the only place that has life. We can't rule that out? Or other places? Are you talking about lights in the skies? In the sky having life on it? Is that where he's going with this? We can't rule that out? Yes, we can. It's an argument from complete ignorance. Fallacy.
If that's true.
It's not true. It's a fallacy. And you're not on a planet, dickless.
Then that means that the origin of life on this planet was...
Therefore, the origin of life on this planet was what?
A stupendously improbable.
Stupendous? No, just stupid. Stupendously improbable?
Stupid.
That was circular reasoning. You already said that in the beginning. That's not a conclusion, you idiot. What the hell is going on here?
What?
Event. And therefore, when chemists...
what are chemists going to do?
Try to postulate a possible scenario for the origin of life.
When chemists postulate a possible what? Let's roll back. Let's pull it, Jay. I want to get all that.
Improbable event. And therefore, when chemists try to postulate a possible scenario for the origin of life,
they try to postulate that they already know it's impossible. Two elephants in the room, well, really hairy T-Rexes in the room, is you have racemic versions. We're not into life. I'm just talking about, let's just get down to sugars and amino acids. Let's just go there. You got a big friggin' problem. Number one, you got racemic versions of sugars. That is like pentose sugars, what we're talking about. You got racemic versions. They're enantiomers. That means there's right and left-handed versions, both of pentose sugars and amino acids. That means they have to be the certain left-handed or right-handedness. If they start mixing up, and they occur naturally in similar amounts, it absolutely destroys the functionality. Remember functional sequence specified complexity? Remember that part? That's what I was talking about back there. So that utterly ruins even the possibility of it, right? Number one. Number two, they're all uphill reactions. That is to make nucleosides and amino acids and chains of proteins. They're all uphill reactions. They all violate the second law of thermodynamics. So he's full of shit. He's either stupid or he's lying.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Right? So you make the call.
They're not looking for a plausible argument. They're looking for a very...
The chemists aren't looking for a plausible argument. What the fuck?
What kind of shit is that?
So chemists aren't looking for a plausible argument. Well, honey, I'm at work here. I've been spending most of the day not looking for plausible arguments. Wait, what? Are you sniffing glue? Look at the asshat's laughing. Let's get this whole thought. I need to get this whole thing. Let's get back here.
Plausible optimists try to postulate a possible scenario for the origin of life.
They're not trying to postulate scenarios for the origin of life. They're looking for just the molecule. Not only the molecules, that the oligomers, they can't even get nucleosides, dude. But then we knew this in the 70s. So like I said, he's either lying or a moron. You make the choice.
They're not looking for a plausible argument. They're looking for a very implausible argument.
Chemists are looking for implausible arguments. What the fuck is going on there?
Bruh.
Yeah, honey, I'm here in the lab. Yeah, I'm so exhausted. I'm looking for implausible arguments.
What kind of shit is that?
They need to be institutionalized. And like I said, he's laughing. Look at him.
That's fascinating, yeah.
It's fascinating.
Bruh.
What? Dudes, we're well off the reservation here. Out here, they be monsters.
Damn! You got knocked the fuck out, man!
I don't believe that, because I think that probably it was not that improbable.
It's not that improbable. What the hell? You just stated that it was improbable just before. Now it's not that improbable. Why?
Event, and therefore the likelihood is that there's lots of life all over the universe.
Therefore, there's lots of life all over the universe. Is that not the non sequitur of the century? You dumbass cracker. Like I told you, people, this is retarded at a fundamental level. This is fanatical religious zealotry. Here's the poster child. And asshat across the street is another one. Look at this. He's not only flying in the face of already demonstrated knowledge, he's going completely against it. That's fanatical religious zealotry. This is stupid. These are it's stupid at a third grade retard level. His arguments.
But even to say a million different life forms all over the
So a million different life forms all over. He just pulled that right out of his ass. Let's say there's a million different light forms on the lights in the sky. And?
universe, since the number of possible places where there could be life is.
Oh, since the number of the possible places is large, then the impossible must exist. That's his argument, ladies and gentlemen. He's a moron. Somebody call mental health professional.
What kind of shit is that?
You think I'm lying? Listen to him.
Is so large.
Yes.
A million is actually a very small number.
Yes, you got asshat O'Clowner. Yes, Dick. Yes, that's right. This is, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, holy shit. They should be institutionalized. Look at this. I'm talking paddy wagon, horse and elephant tranquilizers without cessation, and a forced frontal lobotomy immediately.
It's fascinating. I mean, there are
That's fascinating from asshat over here.
many things in the universe that have a tiny, tiny chance of happening, but
Now we're still in this tiny chance, the likelihood, the probability. We're all in this induction shit. When you came out and were talking about science and the scientific method, with it, which is the antithesis of induction. What do you take us for? Do you think we're not paying attention to your dipshittery, Alex? You fucktard. My God.
Bruh.
could. Like, I've I've heard physicists say that because atoms are just vibrating and they're all sort of vibrating against each other, and hence we get stillness. There's a very small, unimaginably small possibility, but a real one, that this glass could just sort of spontaneously move across the table if all of the
What kind of shit is that?
Stupid.
I gotta play that for you
each other,
again.
and hence we get stillness. There's a very small, unimaginably small possibility, but a real one, that this glass could just sort of spontaneously move across the table if all of the atoms.
He agrees when I'm looking at him. He's gone. There's no hope for these two abject imbeciles, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I don't have to say anything to that. I'll just let them speak.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Yes.
Happen to vibrate in that direction.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. There's a possibility that glass will move right across the table spontaneously. Yeah. Yep.
Shut up, bitch!
the universe, like you say, I mean, everybody talks about the universe being vast. I read, I think this morning.
Everyone talks about the universe being vast. I don't hear anyone talking about that. How do they know it's vast? Asshat? Oh, clowner?
If the sun were the size of a white blood cell,
Oh, God.
then the Milky Way would be the size of the continental United States.
Really? Wouldn't you have to know what the size of the universe is first? Can you demonstrate the size of the universe first to then make your comparison for us? You glue-sniffing fungus muncher. I'd like to see that. We'll be waiting for that, Alex fucktard. Can I call you that from now on? Because you've been demonstrated for... We've been going 5 minutes. You're an abject fucktard. Yep. Pretend to clown moron.
Yeah,
now,
that's terrifying.
We might need to fact check that exact example, but it's and that's just the Milky Way. And when you consider
that's just the Butterfinger, ladies and gentlemen.
That okay, are you saying that in a materialistic
what? Spit it out, asshat.
Universe, life can just sort of pop into existence?
In a materialistic universe, you're saying that life can just spontaneously pop into existence? Is that what you fucking said?
Well, I understand the suspicion that might be something unimaginably unlikely.
But... He thinks it's unimaginably unlikely. What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
He knocked his own self out, dude. Shit. Can you believe what he just said? I'm going to pull a J on you.
But we're in a materialistic universe, life can just sort of pop into existence. Well, I understand the suspicion that might be something unimaginably unlikely, but
what? That dudes.
Bruh.
We're in an unimaginable universe, so that's
because we're in an unimaginable universe, that the impossible from the unimaginable can therefore exist. That's his fuckwit argument, guys. They did it again. What the hell is going on here? What?
Oh my God. Stop your fucking lying.
Stop the cap.
It's not only cap, it's incoherent. Look at Mr. Dreamland over here. He's just all into it. These are the intellectuals of our time, folks. I shit you not. I shit you not. They put him up with the 4 dorkmen. Right? You had Dawkins, Sam Harris, the Bennett idiot. They think they're intellectuals. Yep, he's right. They think he's right. People put him right up there, too. If you can believe, they're retarded. These two fucking morons are retards. I just demonstrated it. Not only scientifically, but just basic reasoning. They're absolutely clueless.
So that's a wonderful way of thinking.
I wouldn't
It's a wonderful way of thinking about that, Dick. Just popping into it, life popping into existence. Yep, it's so unimaginable with induction, improbable. It's wonderful.
Want to resort to that.
Right,
I think we don't need to.
Yeah, he's trying to save him. He's trying to save Alex, right? We don't need to resort to that as atheists, Alex. That unimaginably things popping, life popping into existence, and he caught on to it. We don't have to do that, Alex. Let me correct your shot group real quick. Too late.
By the way, the possibility of the glass moving across the table, it's there. But I once asked a physicist...
Ah!
What kind of shit is that?
what the probability is, and he said if you...
Back to probability again, back to induction, the antithesis of science, natural science, and the scientific method. Just to let you know.
Started writing zeros at the origin of the universe, you'd still be writing zeros at this.
Right.
So we probably don't have to go that far.
Yes.
In our, we could have a sort of spectrum of improbability.
Oh, you can have a spectrum of things that are impossible, but since there's so many lights in the sky, it brings the impossible into the probable. It's so stupid. Human language can't encapsulate the stupidity with these fuckwits. Hold on a second, folks. Always getting interrupted. If it's not Adam, shout out to Adam. Evening! My cat. All right, I'm good to go. Let's pull it, Jay. Listen to some more stupidity.
The origin of the universe, you'd still be writing zeros at this.
Right.
So we probably don't have to go that far.
Yes.
In our, we could have a sort of spectrum of improbabilities.
Oh, that's right, the spectrum of impossibilities, but he calls them improbabilities. But since we have a lot of them, therefore, they can be true.
Shut up!
Jesus.
And I can already see, a theist cutting this up and saying,
Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it up. You damn Skippy, I am. You bet your sweet ass.
Perfect.
Yeah.
atheists admit that
Exactly.
their worldview
So we don't want to
is
go there.
unimaginably unlikely.
We don't want to.
Yeah, that the atheist world, atheist, whatever that is unimaginable. What did he say? Let's get that. Let's go back. You can see Dick across the desk saying, "No, we don't need to do that, Alex. Don't say that, Alex. Don't do that. Get the hook." Let's pull it, Jay. There we go. Listen to this.
Spectrum of improbabilities.
And I can already see, a theist cutting this up and saying atheists admit that their worldview
So we don't want to
is
go
unimaginably
there.
unlikely.
We don't want to go
Yeah,
there.
yes, we do want to do that. That their worldview, an atheist worldview, is unimaginably unlikely. You bet your ass. But we're going to have to wait for you to define atheism first. And then you're finished.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Yeah, buddy. But you can see he's trying to save him. Dick is trying to save Asshat. No, we don't. No, man. No. We don't need to say that, dude. Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. You know why? I'm going to show you why. Atheists, listen up. Listen up. The 3 numpty pillars of atheism. I should have put in here, whatever that is. If you want to have a real popcorn moment, sit down in a room or watch a video with a bunch of atheists and have them try to define it. Back in the day, Steve McClown of the Clan McClowns, I know I spoke about this before, had a 9 hours with about 15 different atheists discuss what atheism was, and at the end, they all got pissed off at each other and left without defining it. I shit you not. I bet you it's still back here on this channel. You could bet I was back there like a fly on the wall. They had to fucking resuscitate me from tear-jerking belly laughter syndrome for all 9 hours. But I digress. So the 3 numpty pillars of atheism. Number 1, something can come from nothing naturally. Remember he was talking about shit poofing into life, poofing into existence out of nothing? Alex, the asshat, just a minute ago. Number 2, ink, paper, and glue molecules can author technical instruction manuals and blueprints. Yet, if you don't know what that analogy is, PM me, I'll let you know. Number 3, they directly violate the laws of thermodynamics, quantum mechanics, and common sense. From Werner Heisenberg, pioneer quantum mechanics, Nobel laureate physics. The first gulp from the glass of natural science will turn you into an atheist. Whatever the fuck that is. But at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. How do you know that? Yeah. Quantum mechanical experiments told them that. They knew this back in the 20s. It was talked about freely in the literature. Why don't we hear that now? I'll leave that question rhetorical. Just want to let you know. There's some roosters in the hen house, folks. Let's try this. Supernatural. Yeah, we're not talking about ghosts and shit. The prefix super, that means over and above. I'm going to combine this with a word. This is the prefix super and the word natural. So we're going to figure out what this means. Like I said, super means over and above. Well, what does nature or natural mean? From Merriam-Webster, the physical world and everything in it. Essentially, the physical material world. So if we combine them, the supernatural, that's above and beyond the material physical world or universe. Make sense? Good. It's not that difficult. Therefore, it logically follows that the supernatural is immaterial, completely lacking matter and energy, right? Well, do these exist? Truth, logic, information. That's the elephant in the room. Let's just point. That's why I highlighted it different. Information. Time, thoughts, math. Do these exist? Because what I'm saying here from Paul Davies, we're going to be hearing a lot from him. He's got a lot to say about this topic, surprisingly. PhD astrophysicist from Arizona State University. Information is more than just a description of our universe and the stuff in it. It is the most basic currency of existence. Occupying what theorist Paul Davies terms as the ontological basement of reality. He's one spot off. The ontological basement of reality is a creator, because you can't have information without a knower. So the knower comes first. Right? You guys follow that? But I digress. Norbert Wiener, professor of mathematics, MIT, from 1948, ladies and gentlemen. Information is information, neither matter nor energy. Right? Because it's semiotic. So truth, logic, information, time, thoughts, math, these are immaterial, supernatural by definition. Unless you can post the chemical formula structure, charge, momentum, or spin, or the kcals, kilojoules, or milli electron volts for each of the above. If you can't, then Alice in Wonderland is more tenable than the atheist position. Why? We'll get there. Moreover, in an atheistic worldview, philosophical naturalism, realism, that's scientifically falsified, by the way, which has its bedrock foundation that the physical material world is all that exists. That's what these two, you see these? Which is basically atheism. They don't know it. Philosophical naturalism and realism is all there is the physical material world. That's all that exists. Can you please tell us then, after that, atheist retards, how on earth can the immaterial exist without violating the law of non-contradiction? How can the material physical world be all that exists, then have the immaterial exist? Por favor? These, truth, logic, information, time, thoughts, are again by definition supernatural. They're immaterial. So if you're an atheist and you believe that these exist up here, then you must be a supernatural atheist. I shit you not. Go through it, rewind it, you'll get it. It's a friggin' tear-jerking belly laugher. That'll give married bachelors a run for their money. Essentially, what the retard atheists are doing, which is so incomprehensibly absurd, they're adopting the Christian worldview by using immaterial, the supernatural, thoughts, truth, logic, and information, the very tenets their base religion must deny the existence of, as the vehicle and medium to present evidence against the very thing they can't believe in, the creator, the Christian worldview. Logically, it's a hammer meets C4 fire scenario. It makes the $6 million man crash and burn look like a fender bender. It's tantamount to attempting to falsify air, all the while breathing in vast quantities to reach the invalidation. Therefore, every atheist is a presuppositional kleptomaniac. Hey, retard atheist, stop stealing, then using my worldview to clumsily attempt to falsify my worldview, please, you idiot crayon crunching clowns. The end.
Hell no!
Bruh.
Absolutely beyond even basic reasoning, folks. They're morons.
I mean,
yeah.
Do you speak any English?
my gut feelings, Carl Sagan said, but I try not.
His gut feeling is that Carl Sagan. What?
What?
Let's pull a J.
I think with my gut.
Just admit that
Exactly.
their
Exactly.
worldview
So we don't want to go there.
unimaginably unlikely.
We don't want to go.
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, he already went there. It's too late. We already got him saying it, dumbass. Too late.
There. I mean, my gut feelings.
We already did that.
Carl Sagan said, but I try not to think with my gut. But if
His gut feeling is that Charles Sagan says he doesn't think with his gut.
Bruh.
if I'm forced, my gut.
If I'm forced, but that's a sentence fragment. What the hell is going on here?
We do not care.
Feeling would be that there is lots of life around the universe.
His gut feeling, this senile idiot of megalithic proportions, tells you that his gut feeling is that life's everywhere out there on the lights in the sky. You can't make this dumb shit up. They can't even explain, like I said, nucleosides and nucleotide formation naturally here on Earth. There's this freaking guy, it's his gut feeling that life exists everywhere. You think I'm just joking, folks? Let's get into this, man. This is a little bit, I'm on the wrong one. 1 second. Be patient. All right. Yeah, we need to get into this because they keep on bringing it up. I'm just going to jack their dumbasses yard. We might get back to that one, too. Just, let's see here. Theodosius Dobzhansky. We already did that one. All right, here we go. So, like I said, we got the heavy hitters here, folks. These are some hard pipe-hitting pseudoscientists. We have Gerald F. Joyce and Leslie Orgel. These are the grand poobahs of origin of life research. Let's see what they have to say. That idiot Dawkins is talking about life. He's on page 5,723. These guys are like me. They're back there in the forward. Here we go. We conclude that the direct synthesis of nucleosides or nucleotides from prebiotic precursors, whatever the hell that is, in reasonable yield and unaccompanied by larger amounts of related molecules could not be achieved by presently known chemical reactions. There you go. That's it. It's all over. Turn out the lights. It's this. You're done right there. Do you know the reasons why that is? I gave you 2. Of the approximate 50 obstacles precluding the natural spontaneous formation, what are the 2 elephants in the room? I already gave you the 2. The racemic versions and their second law of thermodynamic violations. There's another holy T-Rex in the room. Well, let's check this out. Let's go into this some more. This is Dr. Leslie Orgel, like I said, one of the grand poobahs. I would put him as number 1. There is no one higher in the literature. No one in the history of the world has devoted their life to origin of life research as Leslie Orgel did. He was back in the day with Francis Crick, back in those days. And he started the origin of life research from those guys. If you look back into research, you'll see it. Check this out. This is his last published words. He died shortly after publishing this in PLOS Biology. Not in the National Enquirer. PLOS Biology, crayon munchers. This is what he had to say. However, solutions offered by supporters of geneticist or metabolist scenarios that are dependent on if pigs can fly, hypothetical chemistry are unlikely to help. 50 years! That's what you got. Pigs flying, hypothetical chemistry. That's the only possible way. I told you it was impossible. And don't let this geneticist or metabolist throw you. This is genes first or proteins first. That's all that's talking about. So, crayon crunching clowns. After showing us pigs flying, then the woolly T-Rex in the room, how did stupid atoms write their own software? See, that's the one that'll put hair on your back. In other words, show how ink, paper, and glue molecules can author technical instruction manuals and blueprints. Why do I say that? Let's go back to Paul Davies. How we could create life. From PhD physics Professor Davies. DNA is not a special life-giving molecule, but a genetic data bank that transmits its what? Information. Using a mathematical code. No, it doesn't. Most of the workings of the cell are best described not in terms of material stuff, hardware, but as information or software. See, you say it? Yeah. This is one of the most, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to give him credit. This is one of the most striking statements I've ever heard that is so true. I couldn't have said this better myself. Listen closely. We're starting right here. Trying to make life by mixing chemicals in a test tube is like soldering switches and wires in an attempt to produce Windows 98. It won't work because it addresses the problem at the wrong conceptual level. No truer words have ever been stated that encompass the problem entirely. You got to account for the information. Where is it? Where's that funky information? You can't point to it because it's semiotic. It doesn't have any matter or energy, but it's there. Huh? Yeah? Like I said, that'll put hair on your back. Thank you very much, Paul. How can you be an atheist after saying that shit? I don't get it. I really don't. Let's go back to Gerald Joyce and Leslie Orgel, back to Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. From prospects of understanding the origin of the RNA world. This is a real carnival tent, folks. If you want to go into this world, get the popcorn out. I would have a belly laugher resuscitator on hand, by the way. I'm just trying to give you a pro tip. Listen to this. Scientists interested in the origins of life, that's what they've been talking about, right? For the most part, seem to divide neatly into 2 classes. The first, usually but not always, molecular biologists believe that RNA must have been the first replicating molecule. He said that. Richard did. And that chemists are exaggerating the difficulties of nucleotide synthesis. No, they're not exaggerating, and I want to see the nucleosides first. Por favor. I digress. They believe that a few more striking chemical surprises, that's the pig's flying chemistry above. They believe that more striking chemical surprises will establish that a reasonable approximation to a racemic version, that's what I was talking about before, folks. The enantiomers, the left and right-handed ones, that's what they're talking about here. The approximation to a racemic version of the molecular biologist pool could have formed on primitive Earth, whatever the hell that means, and that further experiments, they don't know what experiments are, with different activating groups and minerals will solve the enantiomeric cross-inhibition problem. This is just another way of saying this. The enantiomeric cross-inhibition problem is the racemic version problem. The second group, so that's the first group. The second group of scientists are much more pessimistic. They believe that the de novo appearance of oligonucleotides on the primitive Earth would have been a near miracle. The authors subscribe to this view, to this latter view. So the authors, Gerald F. Joyce and Leslie Orgo, subscribe to this view that believe that the de novo appearance of oligonucleotides on the primitive Earth would have been a near miracle. They're highballing. Plus, I'm not talking about oligonucleotides. I'm talking about a single nucleoside. Would not be a near miracle. I don't think that's the word. It is physically and chemically impossible to produce one nucleoside naturally. One. That's the problem just with the chemistry of it. Then there's the flamethrower from hell. After you get through that, you won't get through it because it's chemically impossible. After the second law of thermodynamics deals in another death blow, and then you turn around and get into information. Listen to this. Ed Lewis, PhD geneticist, Nobel laureate from Caltech. The laws of genetics have never depended upon knowing what genes are chemically and would hold true even if they were made of green fucking cheese. What in the world is he talking about? What just an astonishing statement by a geneticist. What's he talking about? I'll tell you what he's talking about, what I just told you above. Because the first mistake is chemistry. They ain't getting it from that. But even without chemistry, and it doesn't have anything to do with chemistry, they're still destroyed. That is, the physicochemical DNA molecule, or RNA, is merely the medium. It's arbitrary. It's the same as someone writing, look out, there's a tiger behind you, with chalk, sand, Cheerios, and Etch-a-Sketch, M&Ms, or 3/4-inch nuts. It's utterly meaningless. It has nothing to do with the information. That's why Ed said this. It could have been made of green fucking cheese. It wouldn't matter. I hope people are getting this. You should be down on your knees in a plank time. I like this one too. Roger Sperry. Like I said, I'm coming in here with some serious pipe-hitting guys, man. Some are pipe-hitting pseudoscientists. Roger Sperry, neurobiologist, Nobel Prize. The meaning of the message will not be found in the physics and chemistry of the paper and the fucking ink. Duh. Unbelievable, folks. That's where we're at. Yes, sir. So it doesn't even have to do it. Even though we're talking about chemistry here, it's so far beyond chemistry, it's laughable. Let me give you some more background with this. I told you I was going to go medieval. Time. So let's get into this. After a formation of functionally, sequentially, and specific complex motifs, DNA and RNA naturally, or functional proteins first, which are both, as I've just demonstrated, physically and chemically impossible outside living cells or organisms, to remain logically consistent with a materialist, methodological naturalist, atheist, whatever the flying Fukuyama that is, position, you must conclude as an atheist when viewing DNA, the genetic code, and its attributes, that stupid atoms and molecules somewhere in Shangri-La not only created the code, but then conducted a meeting between DNA and not exhaustive messenger RNA, initiation factors, elongation factors, and release factors, both subunits of the ribosome, all the tRNAs and the amino acyl tRNA synthetases, which then hammered out the convention, meaning the software, and processes 1/1,000,000th would make Einstein blush, and any conflicts to make sure everyone was on the same page, so it and they can survive. Because no functional proteiny, no lifey. Of course, everyone attending the meeting, save for DNA, messenger RNA, and transfer RNA, are in whole or part functional proteins. Which then begs the question, where'd the first functional proteins, which are coded for on DNA and takes the entire process above to make in the first place, come from? Minor detail, eh? Then they closed the meeting and went for cocktails. Then at the bar, they discussed how they were going to handle water. 75% of all cells, especially the problematic ester bond between the amino acid that the amino acyl tRNA synthetases just forged with tRNA and proofread, that has a half-life of 0.5 seconds in water, where this particular process is all taking place, and the RF that with one itty-bitty H2O molecule in the A site within the ribosome causes the entire fucking complex to break apart and stop translation. Bruh! See above, no functional proteiny, no lifey. Oh, and by the way, where'd you get the ribosomes from? The functional protein manufacturer, arguably the most functionally specific complex two-part machine in the whole entire biosphere, which is a nucleoprotein complex. That's a football bat without the 49 functional protein motifs in the 60S, that's a large subunit, and the 33 functional protein motifs in the 40S, the small subunit, pray tell. You see, you don't have ribosomes, protein manufacturers, without functional proteins. But it takes ribosomes to make functional proteins. Please reconcile, atheist tards. You know, you Evo-tard ball-tards? Which came first? It'd be easier finding Alexander the Great's tears in the Euphrates River. The clown dumb fucks. Then, this is not over, folks. Then, since there's no free lunch, and since the delta G for protein synthesis is positive, for all you two-lot fans out there, had to bring GTP and ATP into the mix, along with all the sub-processes that make them, coded for on DNA, by the way, because without the specific energy source, type, currency, and placement and timing, would be like watching the space shuttle launch after they sprayed the outside with nitroglycerin dope diesel. I'm just spitballing here, but I think you may need a new Just So story. You ass clowns? Oh, and by the way, you see those initiation factors, elongation factors, and release factors? They are functional proteins. Where'd they come from if it takes the entire process above to make them? A little chicken and the egg action, eh? Need to slap you around a bit. What is this, like the space shuttle building, the space shuttle assembly plant motif? Hey! And yes, it gets better. Let's say I remove one of the initiation factors or an elongation factor from the milieu. What happens to DNA translation? In toto. Hey, what happens? Yes, that's right. It's a football bat, a pillow hammer. You get zero translation. That is no functional protein synthesis. Guess what that means? Besides vapor lock. The entire process, DNA translation and transcription, is irreducibly fucking complex. Yeah. Punch that into Chat GPT. Fucking imbeciles.
But still, it could be so rare that.
Oh, by the way,
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
we don't have much chance of ever meeting any of these other life forms.
there's no chance of anybody meeting the other life forms that they conjured from Dick's ass out on the lights in the sky. There's no chance, coming up and, getting out to the lights and, hey, I'd like to meet you, Mr. Sassafras Tree. These people are clowns, man. Like I said before, they need to be institutionalized.
Bruh.
That's fascinating. But
That part's, asshat thinks that's fascinating.
What?
let's push the question even further back still, because I want
Push what question further back? What question is he talking about?
to ask you. You mentioned about the origin of the laws of physics, for example.
Origin of the laws. There is no laws of physics. They're called natural laws. Physics doesn't have any laws. The natural laws. The origin of natural laws? What do you mean the origin? I'm not following. Where did the origin come from? Well, the origin of laws is from a lawgiver. That's the only place laws come from. Now, if you're asking, who discovered them, that's a different... I don't know where he's going with this. Let's see.
Yes.
Now, the story that we tell is...
What?
What?
The story that you tell? Well, thanks for that.
something like, we discover all of these laws.
It's something. Did he said something like or something that? Let's go back. His story is what?
For example.
Yes.
Now, the story that we tell is something like,
It's something like it. So is it like it or is it it? You clown dumb fuck. So it's something like it, but not it. Let's get the full incoherent thought again.
the origin of the laws of physics, for example.
Yes.
Now,
Stupid.
the story that
That's just stupid. He would fail intro to 5th grade general science. Right there.
we tell is something like, we discover all of these laws.
Okay,
And so
now he's
this-
talking about discovering. Now that's different. You discovered, well, people have discovered natural laws. Yes. There's been plenty of them. And?
This gives us an idea that science is moving in a direction.
No, that's not science. It doesn't give any idea of science because natural laws have nothing to do with the scientific method. You would fail, like I just said, intro to 5th grade general science. It's not propelling it anywhere. You're a refined moron.
And that eventually we may well discover the origin of the laws themselves.
What do you mean the origin of the laws themselves? What does that even mean? I don't know. Is it this? Laws come from a lawgiver. That's all I can tell you there, Sunshine.
But that seems to me like a separate question. And the way I want
That seems to you like a separate question to what? What was the other question?
to explain this is by sort of borrowing and adapting, as I say, something C.S. Lewis said.
We're back to C.S. Lewis. He's infatuated with C.S. Lewis for some reason. I thought we were talking about these laws of physics that don't exist. And you're below 5th grade general science acumen.
Lewis talks about the relationship between Hamlet and Shakespeare.
OMG. What?
We do not care.
What the hell is he talking about? Why are we talking about Hamlet in this? That's what I said. He's off at the Adderall. Can somebody fly him in some Adderall? Please. For everything sacred and holy. Because I can't put up with this shit anymore.
A bit, or the character in a book and his author. I mean, I can ask, why did why did Sherlock Holmes move into Baker Street?
Why did Sherlock Holmes move into Baker Street?
What kind of name is that?
Where are we going? This is about evotard evolution, isn't it? My God.
And you can either say, well, it's because, he was looking for a roommate or something like that. Or you could say, because Arthur Conan Doyle wanted him to. And both of those seem to be true in a different resolution.
What kind of shit is that, dude? This is stupid.
Stupid.
Hell no.
I don't even know why we're here, folks. Let me pull a J so you get the full thought.
It's because, he was looking for a roommate or something like that. Or you could say, because Arthur Conan Doyle wanted him to. And both of those seem to be true in a different resolution of thought. Now,
different resolution of thought. Boy, that sounds sciencey. You must be an intellectual or something. You're just a dumb fuck. Making dumbass shit up. That's all you're doing. I mean, what kind of shit is this?
What kind of shit is that?
what I'm imagining here is us discovering...
What he's imagining. Yep. That's what I mean.
Hamlet by Shakespeare on the table in front of us. And immediately, crudely, you look at it and say, well, that must have been designed. You know?
Yeah, a retard knows that books are designed there, Alex.
You know, that must have an author.
Books are usually created from authors. Holy shit. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. This is the level that we're at.
Shut up!
I'm reaching my end point. I can't do this. I can't. I just want to put my fist right through the computer monitor. He's so stupid. We only got a couple minutes left. Let's see if we can get through it.
And I don't just do the William Paley thing. You know, it's complex. What I
William Paley. Yeah, William Paley. That's right. He said, that is Dickless over there. He said William Haley. Very clear. I ran it back like 5 or 6 times just to make sure. William Haley. So, like I said, Dixie now.
I say is, well, look, Professor Dawkins, I've done some research onto this little book, and I've discovered that it obeys certain laws. Yeah, I've noticed that.
Not natural laws. He's equivocating again. Yeah, the book obeys laws. Yeah, grammar and punctuation. This isn't rocket surgery, asshat, oh clowner.
At the end of certain sentences, there are these little dots.
Yeah, but called periods? This is what I'm talking about, folks.
And if there's a big dot, it usually means that it's the end of a sentence. And there are 2 different kinds of each letter. There's a big A and a little a. And
yeah, the big A is for asshat. That's you. Asshat, oh clowner. The little A is for your other asshat evotards.
Bruh.
Beginning of a sentence, it's a new one. Also, we've discovered this thing called iambic pentameter. You know, it seems...
Oh, that sounds sciencey. Iambic pentameter. That's awesome. You are so smart. Oh.
Shut up, bitch!
that the way these sentences are constructed seem to follow this law of literature.
He thinks that the laws of literature are like natural laws and shit.
We do not care.
Literacy. And I said to you, now where did this book come from? And you say, I still...
Where did this book come from? From an author.
I still think there was an author of this book.
Holy shit, let's get that full thought. I don't want to interrupt this because this is going to be some dumb shit.
The way these sentences are constructed seem to follow this law of literacy. And I said to you, now where did this book come from? And you say, I still think there was an author of this book. still think someone created it. And I said, yeah, but look at all the
Yeah, but look at all. Someone created it, Alex. You dumb fuck. Where are you going with this? This is unimaginable stupidity.
progress that we've made just by describing it in terms of these things that we're calling laws of literature. I've discovered all of these laws of literature, iambic pentameter and sentence construction.
He said it again. Iambic pentameter. He likes that. He think that's going to impress the girls.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
And grammar and all of this stuff. Surely one day these laws of literacy will go on to explain.
What?
What?
He thinks the laws of literature, a concept, a man-made convention, is going to someday explain what?
The origin of the laws of the literature.
They're going to explain the origin of their own existence.
Damn!
Literacy or the origin.
He needs to be institutionalized right now. Somebody call a mental health professional and send him to his house. I'm serious. You guys over England, you need to fucking do that shit. Have mercy on this dumbass cracker. I'm serious. Somebody heard that from a mental health professional. He's through. He's never coming back. That is fucking scary, man. You have a sickness, is what you got. My God.
Of the text itself. Surely that would be where this is going. But of course, I'm making a category error if I do that.
A category error? You think that that's just a category error? You need to be institutionalized, dude. That's it.
And is there not a fear that we're doing that when we say that science will one day explain the origin of the very thing that science is about?
Science will someday explain the very origin of what science is about? You fucking clown of a dumb fuck! My God, that's the fucking stupidest thing I just heard in the past 5 seconds, because the stupidest thing was in the previous 5 seconds. You give a fucking clown! What the fuck? I got it. I got to take a break, man. I only got I got to take a break. Let me push this over here. I was trying to make it, but I couldn't do it. My God, folks. So we got super chats. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. We got. Let's go. Let's head back. I'm getting really tired. Matt, you two, these are all from Roger? No, we got one from Vlad. Appreciate this, guys. Roger, he retracted his message for his super chat. Nice one, Roger. Read my mind, Evo Yard. Yes. Yeah, that was one of them. Darwin should have had his face eaten up by a monkey. Yeah. And Vlad, stage just got here. Gonna have to play it later. Thanks. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it. Yes. Oh, boy. Dudes, I'm getting whooped. I'm getting hungry. But there's only like a minute or so left. I got it, but I had to do it. I had to take a break. Now, what am I going to do here? I got to go back to it. Let me go ahead and finish this. I can't remember what these idiots, it can't be any more stupider than what they just said. I can tell you that. Oh, man. I can't think of anything that would be stupider than that. Can you? You tell me. All right, let's get back. Let's finish this up. It's got to end. Oh, man. Here we go.
I take confidence from, as I said before, from Darwin's success, because everything that you said about full stops and capital
Darwin had no success.
letter at the beginning of the sentence, and iambic pentameters and things, you could have said that about life, and people did say that about life.
You can't say that about life. It's information. That's how it's the same. So information in Hamlet, information in DNA. Simple.
And we notice that living things are remarkably well designed. That birds.
No, they are. Yeah, you just remarkably well designed. So he's going to talk about a designless designer.
It's beautifully designed to fly, and
did I get that right? A designerless design. There you go. Sorry, it's getting late.
Fish are beautifully designed to swim and so
yeah,
on.
But according to you, they don't have a designer. Idiot clown fuck.
And the complexity is all there.
No, you're equivocating. You're guilty as him. And I already trained wrecked Alex. You're equivocating with the word complexity. That is ordered sequence complexity, random sequence complexity versus functional sequence specified complexity.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
The detail of the design is incredibly impressive.
No, unfathomable is the word you're searching for.
And it would have seemed absolutely. I mean, I suspect this is why it took so long for Darwin to come on the scene.
You expected why? He didn't do shit. He can't open a Cracker Jack box by himself.
Actually, because it just seemed so obvious that it had an author.
Sure.
Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Duh. Welcome to second grade coherency.
But behind it, Darwin solved that.
He keeps saying this. Darwin solved that you can get design without a designer. That's what he thinks. He thinks Darwin did that.
There isn't an author. I mean,
told you.
It's not.
There isn't an author to Hamlet. Just poofed itself right out of nothing into existence.
Natural selection does the trick.
Natural selection does the trick. The reification fallacy, the poster child reification fallacy, does the trick for this idiot. There it is, folks. You're finished again. Thanks for that.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
So, where is the analogy with Hamlet or Sherlock Holmes?
But it's not an analogy. It's a direct comparison. Hamlet has the information in it, and so does life and DNA. Chock full of information. You even said it yourself, Dickless. My God, let's get back. That's not the right one. You even said it yourself. What does it have to do with it, Dick? Well, information, for crying out loud. Oh, where'd you go? We'll have to get to that one here in a bit. Where did I put that? Right there. What's the analogy? It's not an analogy. It's a direct comparison of information in Hamlet and the information in DNA. From Hood and Gallus. From Nature. The most prestigious quote-unquote science journal in the entire friggin' world. DNA, listen up, Dick. DNA has two types of digital information. The genes that encode proteins, which are the molecular machines of life, and the gene regulatory networks that specify the behavior of the genes, Dickless. Note that Dickless thinks that nature can construct molecular machines. But I digress. See that information right there? And you even said it, which is this is so cringe. From the blind watchmaker, Richard Dawkins. There is enough storage capacity in the DNA of a single lily seed or single salamander sperm to store the Encyclopedia Britannica 60 times over. Some species of the unjustly called primitive amoebas have as much information in their DNA as 1,000 Encyclopedia Britannicas, and he has the audacity to ask asshat Alex, where's the analogy? I mean, he's either lying or he's as deaf and as dumb as a post.
I suppose the analogy would be that
he's got Alex nervous because he's corrected him twice right? Alex is coming a little bit unglued. Yeah, we noticed that, by the way. What? Spit it out, asshat. Damn.
What Darwin did was
Now he's going to repeat the same horseshit that dickless Jedi mind tricked with him previously. Listen.
close the question on the complexity of life.
So just to get agreement with it, because you know Richard said that 3 times, it's a bunch of horseshit.
Hell no.
It's just made up horseshit because he didn't do anything of the sort, Alex. What else?
But he didn't close the question on where life came from.
He didn't close the question on where life came from. They're still talking about this shit, man. I closed that shit on your ass about 15 minutes ago.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
As we've already agreed.
That's right.
And I suppose what I'm putting forward is that maybe laws of physics, laws of biology, laws of science.
But there are no laws of physics. They're natural laws. It's bullshit. Like I said, thank you very much. You'd fail 5th grade intro to general science.
Are not the kind of thing that can explain.
Yeah, concepts don't usually explain things. You need to be, like I said, it needs to happen quick. I'm surprised they didn't come in here and get you while you're at this meeting with him. That's how bad this is. I mean, dumb fuck is exponential magnitudes lowballing for your dumbass.
The origin of the laws of physics, the origin of the laws of biology, that kind of stuff. Where maybe it's sort of operating on a.
Well, it could be. I mean, we haven't got there yet, but
we haven't got where yet. Where haven't we got?
But all I said was that Darwin's success should give us confidence.
Darwin didn't have a success. He's an idiot crown muncher like you that has an undefined scientific theory. I've never heard it. Have you? They ain't going to say it here today, that's for sure. You know why?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
That's why.
And that there will come a time when we understand the laws of physics.
There is no law of physics, and we do understand natural laws. Hell, we got the laws of thermodynamics. Are you saying we don't understand? That's what I'm saying. He's caught. He's like back in like the 1800s or something. With these claims that he's making. I don't get it. Like I said, he's either dumb as a fucking bag of hammers or he's a liar. That's your call. I can't make the call.
I think we're not far off. Not we. I mean, the physicists aren't far off that now, in fact.
If you liked that clip, then you'll love the full conversation, which you can watch.
Oh, shit. I stopped it. There's the full conversation. I didn't. Oh, my God. Are you telling me I have to go look at this whole thing? I barely made it through this without losing my fucking mind. I don't know. That's a big ask. Seriously, I didn't see this before. Because I stopped it and then I only watched it full the way full through twice, and I stopped it before I got to the pop-up.
Watch right now.
Oh, shit, no. I can't do it today. I don't know. We might spend some time, though. I don't know if I'll go back to this with Dawkins. I can't take too much more shit with that. But we might drop anchor here in with this dumbass cracker at the asshat O'Clowner. And his he'll never recover from this. Will he? Nope. And I'll tell you what, I'm getting hungry and I'm about sick of looking at his dumbass face. It's over. It's over for dickless Dawkins also. Hey, thanks, Bobby, you for showing up. Sorry for all. I'm getting really tired and really hungry, and I lose that. I get my language. It comes right from the sore, and I'm getting so frustrated. So I'm gonna have to take my leave of you folks. Let's get this ready to go. I'm going to sleep good tonight, man. So listen, thanks very much. Appreciate you attending. Remember, there is a QE Live tomorrow. It will go at 1 p.m. U.S. Central. It will be an hour and 45 minutes max because I have a mission I got to do. There might be another treatment between Tuesday and Saturday, but Saturday there's going to definitely be a BALLBUSTERS. Don't quote me, but I think we're going to discuss weight and buoyancy. I think it's Brian had mentioned something to me, but I haven't confirmed it, but I think it's in that vein. So hey, appreciate it. We got a super chat. Sorry, I'm not going through super chat, super fluid, and I'm not doing all that. Please do more of this in the near future. Hey, Retro Bill, I'm seriously thinking about it. I might focus, like I said, I might drop anchor here with Asshat O'Clowner. And that should super chat. Yeah, I know, Kim, but I'm losing it. My voice, I'm about ready to lose my voice. If you can't hear that. So I'm gonna put a cork in it here. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot out of it. And be good out there. QE.